You're here because we're talking about Forney, Texas today. Now, if this is your first time looking into the Dallas Metro, then you may have no idea what Forney, Texas is. But if you've done a little bit of research or you're from the Dallas Metro DFW, you've heard of Forney because Forney's experienced so much growth lately. In terms of population, nationally it's been ranked as one of the fastest growing cities. And if you go to Forney, you'll see a reflection of that. From people to infrastructure going up, there's a lot that could be said about Forney. In this conversation today, I'm going to go over a little bit of the good that you hear about living in Forney, and a little bit of the maybe road bumps, maybe some of the things that won't be highlights about living in Forney as well. We'll go over what school districts look like, what living looks like, and just any other fun details you might need to know. Now, I'm sure you'd love to hear from me, but I took it a step further, and rather than just giving my own personal opinions and whatever Google says, I went and reached out to my sphere. I reached out to a couple of friends and past clients that live in the Forney area, and I did that so I can get you some first-hand reviews of what it's like living in Forney. So I'm gonna go over those with you. We're gonna go over what they. So yeah, in this conversation, I'm going to bring you some first-hand reviews, some first-hand, first-person experiences, what it's like to live in Forney. I lived in Forney for like a year, so I think I have some valuable experience as well to sprinkle on the top of there. But hey, you let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. If you have any questions or there's any other things you might want to know about the area, let me know. If there's anything that you might not agree with, put it in the comments. And hey, if you have any questions or other places you'd like me to review, put that in the comments as well. Let's get to it, y'all. Okay, I do want to preference this by saying I have some information as well to give on Heartland. I don't know if you've heard of Heartland, but Heartland's right on the outside of Forney. It's literally right next door. They share stores. They share a lot of amenities. It's right off 20, right on that other side of Forney, behind Forney High. So hey, I'm going to include some of that information in there whenever I give a review of Forney. I'm also including Heartland in this. The first question I want to cover is, what do you like about living in Forney? Some of the responses were they love the growth that they see happening. They love the diversity that they see within Forney, and they love that it could be quiet. They said that it's a quiet place. There's not too much noise. There's not a lot going on in terms of distractions, things like that. So in my year living in Forney, I definitely experienced that. It's definitely a diverse place. There's definitely a lot of growth taking place. Like I mentioned before, it's been top ranked in terms of fastest growing cities in the US. So that growth is definitely a factor. And then quietness, it's wonderful whenever you can find a place that you call quiet and you can call still or slower pace whenever you're ready for that. What are some of the pains about living in Forney/Heartland? The traffic. There's growing pains when it comes to development, so that would be probably the main one, just the growing pains. With a lot of people coming into the area, the infrastructure is catching up in terms of being able to support all of those cars on the road, right? They actually just built a new high school, Forney North, a couple of years ago to support the population growth. So you can see that they're taking actionable steps towards this, right, to meet the need of the community. One is far away from the city. Now, if there's no traffic, it's maybe a 35-37 minute drive. With traffic though, remember the highways aren't just expanded yet. So traffic can definitely go from 35 minutes to an hour plus. So if you're driving from Dallas to Forney or Forney to Dallas, be mindful of what traffic looks like, be mindful of the times, and be mindful of the way that you take to get where you're going. Hey, I'm interrupting really quick while we're talking about traveling and commuting to give you some times and what it looks like in terms of commuting and traveling to different areas of DFW if you're coming from Forney. So take a look at this. If you're heading to Plano, it's 38 minutes. If you're heading to DeSoto, 35 minutes. To Dallas, 29. To Arlington, 51. And an hour and 5 if you're heading to Fort Worth. These times are subject to change due to things like traffic, construction, time, and date. I would definitely recommend your research on what your travel might look like. Be blessed. If you're in Heartland, the main infrastructure in terms of shopping and getting out activities are in Forney for the most part. So going to the store will take a little longer than if you already lived in Forney. But they actually are building some stores that are closer to you. There's plans for a Target to come in. That may be a closer trip if you're in Heartland. And there's also a new Tom Thumb that just went in that's closer to the Heartland area. So we'll keep an eye on Heartland and how they play off of all that Forney is doing. But in terms of Forney, Heartland, there is a little bit of commute if you're in Heartland to the stores. So what do people like to do in Forney? There are a number of parks in Forney that people go to visit. There's a nice splash pad right next to playground, and then around that there's also a number of baseball fields and such. So there's a nice community park out in Forney. There's a gym, Texas Fitness. Shout out to Texas Fitness if you see this. But Texas Fitness seems to be a staple. You can see so many people in the community there. There is a Planet Fitness going up in Forney, so keep an eye out for that. And lastly, in terms of doing things in the city, it's just a solid place to have friends over, to have family come and spend time. It's that type of community where it's family friendly, where you can go out, find different activities, and enjoy yourself, enjoy your time. The next question is, what do people think about the community itself, the community of Forney? I have a couple of different answers here. Some of the answers being, it's kind of country. Hey, and with it being earlier in its development and being outside of Dallas, we're in Texas. Of course, some things are going to be country. And if you like that, wonderful. If that's not your cup of tea, then we're in Texas. But yeah, another person said, hey, the community is constantly growing. There's more that's being created and developed for the community. I went the other day, I took my boys and my wife. They had a small little event after work hours where they had all of the communities like machinery. I'm talking bulldozers, excavators. If you're a parent, you know. I can't say the word excavator without singing the song in my head.
I'm an excavator.
So I had to do a quick break. But yeah, they had bulldozers, excavators, they had police trucks and sirens going off, and the kids got to hop in them. Oh, and they had fire trucks. They let the kids hop in fire trucks as well. And it was really an event so that people can see all that Forney has and what Forney is doing. So it's just little events like that that get the community out, that make the large and growing population feel a little smaller and close-knit. So it's just things like that. Whenever you say, hey, it's a growing population, but it still has a country or small town, not small town feel, but a community feel, I'll say. One of the benefits about the community is that the community is very diverse. There's a diverse group of people that live in Forney. Along with that, it's quiet and safe. So whenever you finding a place to relocate, whether it's just you or your family, that's always one of the things that most times you want to be number one on your list. Is it safe? Is it somewhere where you can walk on the street, right? And this seems to be one of those communities where people have found that. Next question being, what do we think of the infrastructure? There's some in place. There's some development that they have going on too, right? So what they have is nice, but they appreciate that there's more going on to support the community and the growing population in terms of shopping, eating, just activities, things going on. Some people said, hey, they like where it's at. It's good for the most part. The infrastructure supports the need and they're doing what it takes, so it's good. But then there's others, especially if you live in the Heartland area and you may have to drive a little bit out. Yeah, I say a little bit out. It's literally 10 minutes to get to a store, to get to wherever you need to be in Forney. But within Heartland itself, it's more of within Heartland itself, you may have to travel a little bit to Forney. You may have to hop in the car and go to Forney. So I have two more questions for you. Before you go, I want you to hit like, share, subscribe. Check out the videos that I have up here. And and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you have anything that you'd like to add, take away, or if there's any place that you'd like me to check out and give a review for. I got you. I'm Darius. I'm your Dallas realtor. I specialize in the metro areas east of Dallas. I'm talking Mesquite, Rockwall, Forney, Terrell, Seagoville, any of those areas that you'd be interested in selling or buying. I'd love to be the person that you call to help you, that becomes a resource to you, and helps you in your move, whether relocating from out of state or just making a change from city to city. I'd love to be the person to help you. Feel free to reach out to me by text, call, or email. Check the comment. Check the description. My information should be in there. All right, y'all, let's get back to it. The next question I asked was, what's your favorite place to eat in Forney? So I'm gonna give you some of their top answers. Dilla's came up quite a bit, if I'm pronouncing that right. Dilla's. You know what? I know in Spanish, Diaz. Maybe it's Diaz. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google the pronunciation. Dilla's, Diaz. Diaz? We'll see. But hey, check that out. I've seen it before. They specialize in different types of quesadillas, so that's interesting. Shout out to Diaz. I'll figure that out. Mix it up. I haven't tried this one myself, but it's listed as a top favorite. So try mix it up. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. If you say it's nice, I'll go check it out myself. And then Pizza Milan. If you're looking for some good pizza in the area, try Pizza Milan. It should have what you need. And then the last question I have that hopefully helps you. Say you listened to everything I had to say about Forney, but it didn't seem like your cup of tea. These might be some places for you to check out next. If you'd like to hear more about them, let me know in the comments. I could definitely get you that information. Okay, so here are some neighborhoods to watch if you're thinking about moving to the DFW area, and maybe Forney doesn't seem like the place for you. Check out these areas. I asked the people in my sphere, friends, past clients, what are some places that if you didn't move to Forney, where would you be moving? What's caught your eye? What areas of DFW are you looking at or have you heard about? So some recommendations for you. Mansfield. So not just in the East Dallas area, but definitely check it out. Some of the other answers for places that people were looking at in terms of other areas that are experiencing growth that they might want to move to themselves, were Heath or Rockwall. These are also in the East Dallas metro. They're actually right above Forney, and Rockwall's right off of Lake Ray Hubbard. So those are also wonderful communities. Some other recommendations that I received were Royce City and Salina. Royce City is just right outside of Rockwall. Great communities. They're also experiencing a lot of growth. So there may be similar situations. Like I said, Forney has experienced a crazy amount of growth, but these areas have also had a booming population increase as well, and they have a lot of development, a lot of things going on in the community, and infrastructure in order to support that growth and make sure everybody that's moving there and living there has a wonderful experience and can call that place home. Has a wonderful experience and can call that place home. And then also, hey, if the suburbs aren't just what you're looking for, Dallas is always a recommendation. If you're looking to be in the city, you can go to Dallas. Dallas has a lot of what you need: shopping, city life, culture, whatever you may need. Dallas is always a solid place if that's what you're interested in. So hey, y'all. Once again, I'm Darius. I'm your Dallas realtor. Follow my socials and let me know in the comments, was this helpful at all? Are there any other areas that you may want to take a look at? Hey, y'all be blessed. Ooh, y'all be blessed.